Guys, we might see some crazy NBA trades extremely soon. I mean, in the past 24 hours, I've seen rumors about Jaylen Brown, Zion Williamson, Jonathan Kuminga, Damian Lillard, the third overall pick, and countless other players, including Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal is currently being shopped, which is kind of crazy considering how loyal he was. Dame, I mean, they might not trade him, the Trailblazers, but they're looking for it, that's for sure. And Kuminga, guys, there's just so much to unpack, so this video might be a bit of a long one, but trust me, it's good. Alright guys, so I'm going to be going over the 5 most likely NBA trade scenarios. Number 5 is DeAndre Ayton. Because, I mean, DeAndre Ayton, the Suns do not want him. They expressed interest in trading him already last season, and at the NBA trade deadline, the Trailblazers did show interest in here. I mean, they get DeAndre Ayton, they throw the third pick for another decent player, and suddenly the Blazers look like a good team. So, this is definitely a possible trade. For number 4, we have the Suns again, but this time with Chris Paul. Chris Paul is a really weird situation because about a week ago, we received news that he was going to be waived by the Suns. However, this hasn't happened yet. I mean, before June 28th, the Suns still have time to trade him, and that's in less than 2 weeks. So it's very possible that a Chris Paul trade is on the horizon, and Chris Paul probably won't be traded for much, maybe like a first round pick or even a few seconds. He's really not that valuable, but the team that gets him, they're going to like that. I mean, Chris Paul's a massive addition to your team, even though he's old and injury prone. Next, we have Zion Williamson. Zion Williamson has been in a lot of off-court drama recently, but guys, the Pelicans don't like this, and it makes sense, and no other franchise should like this, which brings Zion's value considerably down, especially after considering that he's been injured for just about his entire career, and he's just not it. But when Zion does play, he's a different breed, to be totally honest. He has a higher point average per 36 minutes than any other player in the league except for LeBron. So he's really just a freak of nature on the court, but off of the court he's been getting in drama, and the Pelicans could seek some trade partners. They definitely want to get Scoot Henderson, so it would be interesting if they trade for the number 3 pick from the Blazers. I think that that's a likely scenario, but his value being really low right now prompts him to be a primary candidate in Beal that might be traded. Now guys, before the next player, I just want to say that I just got partnered with SeatGeek. I'm now a SeatGeek brand ambassador, so you can use code BASKETBALLERS on the SeatGeek app for your first purchase to get $20 off, and it gives $10 to me, supporting me. I have the link in the description. Back to the video. Next, we have Dame. And, I mean, honestly, guys, I don't really believe these rumors because I just cannot see Damian Lillard not being a Portland Trailblazer. That would be absolutely insane. But Brian Windhorst, who's a pretty big NBA reporter, he believed that Dame will be on a different team to start the season, and he says that with insider knowledge, and Sam Amick, who's also a pretty big NBA reporter, said that. So I don't really know what to think about this, because Dame wants to win, and the Trailblazers don't look like a winning team right now. So I'm not sure what will happen. And for number 1, psych, I'm going to be going over some honorable mentions first. Firstly, we have Jonathan Kuminga. Because according to a report that came out an hour and a half ago while I'm recording this video, the Warriors want to trade Jonathan Kuminga to move up in the 2023 NBA draft. Because the Warriors, they want to maximize their current championship window, and they think that moving up in the NBA draft, getting someone like Grady Dick or someone, that'll really move them forward, which is interesting because Kuminga in his time at Golden State has been a great player. I've made videos about him. You can watch those later. But, I mean, I don't really get it, which is why I think that a Kuminga trade is not more likely than the next one. The next one being Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine just re-signed with Chicago last summer on a 5-year, $215 million contract, but the Bulls are already just reaching out to other teams to trade him, which is pretty interesting because he started the season pretty badly after a knee surgery. He averaged 22, 4, and 4, but on really bad shooting splits. But towards the end of the season, he averaged 27, 5, and 4 on 50, 37, 86 shooting splits, which is really good numbers. And the Bulls also have a few other people that they're looking to trade. I am, of course, talking about DeMar DeRozan and Nikola Vucevic. So we're not really, I would say that no one is really thinking that the Bulls will go into a rebuild anytime soon, but guys, I think it's more likely than not. And for the number one most likely person to be traded this offseason, we have Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal's situation is obviously extremely weird with that no trade clause because that basically lets him pick which team he wants to go to. So if he says he wants to go to the Lakers, he can go to the Lakers. And if he thinks that the Lakers are giving up too much stuff to get him, like if they give up AR-15 and Lonnie Walker and D'Lo to get him, he can just veto that and say, let the Lakers give us less stuff and let me go to the Lakers with an already solid team around me. That can make any team an instant championship contender. Of course, the Wizards don't have to trade Bradley Beal, but the Wizards, they've never looked like they're going into a rebuild more than now. And with the way rebuilds have been going recently, I mean, just look at the Thunder, guys. I think that this could be a great move for their organization. They trade away Beal, they trade away Porzingis, and they just have a completely fresh slate, which would be really nice. And that's why I think that Beal is the number one primary contender to be traded this offseason. That's it.